Hey everyone. Not sure if anyone's gonna be on here today. I know you guys are all like working during the day. But I'm going to go and talk about branding yourself, and I'm going to touch on your page, your posts, your platform, and the way you talk to people. I'm no expert, of course, but I feel like it's important to reevaluate these things because you constantly evolve over time. I've been a coach for a little over a year now, finally a diamond, and this is stuff I think about all the time. Like probably once a week, I look through my page and my posts, and I reevaluate myself all the time, and I'm constantly learning from my mistakes. You know, time hop pops up every day, and I'm just like, oh my god, like no wonder I couldn't get anyone to sign up. Like, look at how I was posting and talking. It doesn't sound like me. It doesn't look like me. You know, there's fonts that I would never use. It just looks like very salesy, and like no wonder, right? So it's okay to reevaluate this stuff all the time to make sure that your page and your posts and the way you're talking to people sounds exactly like you, so people know exactly who you are. So the first thing I want to talk about, and Brooke asked me to do this. I think she was just thinking this was going to be like a 10-minute little pep talk video, but of course, like, I've got issues, so we're going over like 3 pages of notes right here. I just sat down and did this before the video. So, and I've got time. Anthony's at daycare and I don't have to pick him up for an hour, so I hope you don't mind. Hey Rachel. But anyways, your page is the first thing, right? When you friend request somebody, the first thing they do, and I'm just assuming that this is what they do because this is what I do when somebody friend requests me, they're going to click on your picture, they're going to go to your page and be like, who is this person? And the first thing they see is your cover picture and your profile picture. Your profile picture, make sure that they know who you are, okay? Don't like stand in a group of 4 with your friends and smile and then make that your profile picture, because they're going to be like, well, what girl is she, right? Like, I have lots of pictures with my friends, but I don't make them my profile picture because I don't want them to think that my good friend Jess is me. Like, okay? If you have young children, take a picture with them if you want, but make sure it's very obvious who you are in your profile picture, okay? You know, if your name is Jordan and you're standing with your husband, and that can get confusing. You really have to think about these things, because I'm like, well, is Jordan like a guy or a girl? You know what I mean? So think about those things. Make sure it's very obvious who you are in your profile picture. And then your cover picture is where you can get artsy. Don't be afraid to write a blurb of what you're all about. I'm going to go to mine and just read it to you. On mine, I got kind of brave, and I was like, well, you know, like, there's no point in hiding that I'm a coach. I'm just, obviously, they're going to get that vibe when they come to my page, so I might as well just, like, come out, basically say it. So in my cover picture, I wrote, finding balance and putting health back on the priority list. On the side, I have an arrow pointing to want to get back on track, click for fun groups. And then when they click on my cover picture, they'll see links in the description of how to get into my groups. My jot forms are in there, and then a little mini paragraph about who I am as a person. There's also my Instagram link on there, which, I don't know, for me it's kind of pointless because I really don't care about Instagram. I really suck at it. And then a favorite quote, which I think that's too wordy almost, but when I was using Canva, that's kind of what I had to do to make it fit on a phone screen, so without my pictures getting all cut off and everything. So good apps to use to create a cover photo would be Canva or even WordSwag, because they have the option to make like a Facebook cover picture, okay? So that way you don't have to deal with cropping and dragging and all that stuff like that. Make sure you include any links. You know, if you're big on Instagram and you want people to start following you on Instagram, put your Instagram link there, or your email address if you want people to contact you that way. And then just like make sure, because that's the first thing they're going to see. Just make sure your cover picture and your profile picture give them the general idea of who you are, okay? Make sure it's visually appealing to you, and people that are similar to you will also think it's visually appealing. Don't worry about it attracting everybody. You only want to be attracting people that you want to work with. So when you look at mine, there's a picture of me, and then there's a picture of my kids. So it's very obvious that I'm a mom without them even having to read anything, right? And then if they want to learn more about me, they scroll down. They're going to see my featured pictures, which I only chose 3 of my very favorite pictures. And I want them to get a general idea of what I do by looking at my featured pictures. So there's my very favorite picture of my kids, and then there's a couple before and afters. So obviously, like, without me even coming out and saying I'm a coach, they can tell I'm into fitness, and I'm flexing in my picture, and they can tell that, you know, I looked a little chunkier in the past and I look a little more in shape right now. So anyone with common sense can kind of tell that I'm on a health journey right now. And if they're still not sure, then they'll learn from my posts, which I always make sure that I have some good quality posts put up every single day, so they're higher on my profile. That way when people do come to my page, they can learn who I am and what I do right off the bat. Then next, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Make sure your featured pictures and albums are pictures you love. You know, if I were to post a picture of me holding a sign saying, join my team, I'm only accepting 5 this month, inside that would make me feel icky, and I would just not want that to be like the face of my profile. Okay, so make sure that you feel really comfortable in those pictures. There's something you're proud of, and they reflect who you are really well. So you want to be using the same filters and create a cohesive feel. So if you do go and check out my profile, you can kind of tell, like, everything kind of is like the same shade a little bit, you know. Oftentimes, where did I go on here? What are the, okay. So the filters I use, usually I go to like Instagram to like put a filter on my picture and get, like, crop it into a square, and then I just save it on my phone that way. I like the filters they have on there. I use the Raise filter, the Rise, and the Vintage. So you can tell I like a little bit of a lighter filter on my pictures. Not necessarily bright, but just kind of lighter. You know, like, I like to tone down colors and everything like that. And if you like bright colors, that's totally different. You can go for something like chrome or whatever on your phone. I think that's like a brighter filter. But I like to try to kind of stick to all the same types of filters so it doesn't look like a disorganized mess. I also like black and white. You know, if my kid is wearing like a Superman shirt or something, I don't really like bright colors. As you can tell, I've got brown curtains, I've got white background. I just kind of like the neutral. So if my kid is wearing like a Superman shirt or like unmatching clothes, I put the picture in black and white just so it kind of looks clean. Just a little bit of OCD going on there. But so make sure you pick a couple filters that you like. That way you're not also scrolling through your phone, spending tons of time putting a filter over your picture and editing and stuff. Just kind of stick with the same thing. It makes things easier, and it makes your page look more cohesive. And then you want to consider your details, okay? If you haven't done this, you need to just spend the time doing it. It's not exactly fun, but it's important. Go to your bio. My bio says, and it's just like a quick little blurb, it says, helping moms find themselves again and put health back on the priority list. Anyone who's a mom in this group knows that once you have children, your life isn't about you anymore, and it's all about your kids, and you kind of feel like you've lost yourself a little bit. So those are the kind of moms I'm kind of hoping to attract. You know, the ones that like want a hobby of their own and want to start focusing on themselves again, and want to start spending a little time on themselves and not all of their time on kids. So I think they kind of get that idea, I hope, from reading my bio. List where you work. I just wrote stay-at-home mommy. List where you went to school. You know, you don't have to list your high school, your college, your graduate school. Just kind of like pick one or two if you've been to a lot. List where you live. And then if you have a like page, you can write manages a like page. I think it has that option where you can add your page or something to that. So I know a lot of people have works at, and then they'll put their page, like it would be like works at Lindsay Rigoni Fit, but I actually put manages Lindsay Rigoni Fit. And then if you're married, which I need to add Steve on there. People probably think I'm like a single mom right now, but I don't like seeing this huge long list of all of your resume details underneath you. Make sure you don't list yourself as a Beachbody coach. I actually just went to Mindy Wender's page just because I wanted to get this right for you guys. Even Mindy Wender, which she's super high in the company, she doesn't even have the word Beachbody on her profile. Okay, take Beachbody coach off of your profile. I know that this has been said many times, and I still see several coaches on our team that have that in their profile. And I'm just going to warn you, like, you're probably scaring 1 out of 10 people away from your profile page just because you have the word Beachbody coach on your profile. Okay, and they're judging you. They're prejudging you right off the bat before they're even giving you a chance. So take that off of there. What else here? Hide your friends. So you're going to want to go into your privacy settings, because obviously, like, this is all stuff that you need to consider when you get into business. Go into your privacy settings, hide your friends so only you can see your friends. That way MLM people from other MLM companies like It Works and Plexus and whatever, they can't start adding your friends and like scamming them and stuff. So just hide your friends, hide any embarrassing like old college pictures or albums that are from like 10 years ago that have nothing to do with what you do right now. Instead of deleting them all, because I had like thousands of pictures from college and albums and stuff like that, I just switched the privacy settings so that only they were visible to me. So I still have them, but nobody can see them but me. I hope. There's some bad pictures in there. And then one more thing, which this can be a preference of yours, but I set my profile so that only I can post to my timeline. When people tag me in articles and stuff like that, I don't like it. First of all, it's not visually appealing to have all this random crap that other people have posted me in because or have tagged me in, because it has nothing to do with my style, and it's not quality stuff. It's just copycatted from someone else's page that I've been tagged in. So it's not helping you out by having other people's things posted on your page. And then it can get messy, like if you have like a weird uncle that keeps like sharing articles to your timeline all the time and you're trying to post these quality posts every day, it's going to be really hard for people to find your quality posts. They're going to have to, they're going to think you're this weirdo that like shares all these weird articles all the time. So I set my settings so that only I can post to my timeline. And if Brooke or somebody, tags me in a picture, whatever, I have to approve it to my timeline. And there's nothing wrong with that. Super easy. And it just keeps your Facebook profile looking nice and clean. And then your quality content is right there at the top instead of hidden in between all these stupid posts. That's all I wanted to say about your page. Then I want to talk about your posts, okay? Because your posts shouldn't, they shouldn't take a lot of time to write, but you should be putting effort into them and kind of just thinking about these things. So what are you all about is the very first question. And you don't need to write these things down, and you don't need to come up with a schedule of what you're going to post every day at what time or anything like that. You don't have to complicate it that way. I did that when I was first a coach. But honestly, it just adds more stress than you need to have in your life. So don't worry about doing that. I like to pick 5 things that I'm about. And honestly, I picked these 5 things after kind of just looking through my profile and seeing what I was posting about for like a month straight. And I was like, okay, well, obviously those are the things I value because those are the things I keep talking about. So my 5 things are, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I share my life and my family as far as at home. Workouts for accountability. I've learned that it keeps me way more accountable if I'm actually posting like a quick workout video to my page for everybody. I don't even care if people see it, but I just feel like it keeps me more accountable than just posting it in my challenge group. Okay, so I like to do a workout every day for accountability. I like to share my food and recipes. You know, if it's a head lettuce salad on a paper plate with some ranch, I don't really consider that share worthy because it's not visually appealing to me. So I only share the pretty food. And I always try to make sure there's some type of recipe, or at least I list the ingredients so people are getting value from that post. They're not just saying, oh, hey, look, there's Lindsay's food. Congratulations, Lindsay, you just ate healthy. Yay. You know, I like to share value with every single picture that I post. And then I like to get real. And to me, that means I like to share my story, you know, my struggles, and then reality checks. Like if I read something or I listen to an inspiring YouTube video, like I almost post about what I need to hear to get better, right? Like I'm talking to the old me. I wrote a post the other day, it was yesterday, I think. I'm just going to show you an example. I'm not going to say this was like awesome or anything like that, but I just want to give you an example of how I say the things I need to hear. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like have it all together. It just, I'm posting what I need to hear in hopes that somebody else can relate to it and realize that we're kind of the same person. So this one was, how often do you think about your mind? I never used to. I only thought about my house, my body, my children, my jobs, my schedule, the only things outside my mind itself. I thought those things were the things holding me back from reaching my goals. You see, like I'm talking about myself, but like people can easily relate to that. I'm too fat, so I can't wear that outfit anymore. I have no experience, so I can't get that job. I have kids, so my life is different now. It's almost like I was refusing to accept my accountability for the things I wanted but didn't have. Okay? And then it goes on and on. Like I like to write, you guys know that. And that's another thing. Like I'm not going to shorten on my writing because that's just who I am. Like I can't not talk. I have an issue. So I like to write. The people that follow me and like me obviously like what I'm writing, so I'm not going to shorten it up. But I like to kind of talk about the things I learned, but like I don't like to just post a quote out of a book. I like to kind of think through it in my post and explain it and talk about how that can be related to everyday life, you know? So I dig deeper. And then the very last thing that that's kind of about me is just inviting to challenges and coaching opportunity. And I kind of weave all these things together. You'll never find a post where I'm just inviting somebody to a challenge group. You'll never find a post where I'm just telling people my story. You'll never find a post where I'm just working out, right? Like I weave multiple things together. So it's almost like they're reading a story that they can relate to, and then they're like, oh, hey, she's offering something. This is how I can get into it. Sorry, my mom just called. Called her all morning, and she ignored me, so now she calls. But, so yeah, and then I usually share my jot forms or links to any events in the comments. I've actually found that my traction went down when I started sharing the link in the actual post. And I think it's because Facebook likes people to stay on Facebook. They don't want people to click on links that bring them to other websites. So that's a little tip for you. Keep it in your comments, not your actual posts. And then like just kind of think of like, how do you want people to think of you when they come to your page? Because that's important, right? Like I say, I don't care what people think, but I want them to get the real me. You know, I want to make sure they're understanding who I am, whether they like me or not. Like I don't care in that sense, you know, like if they like me, cool. If they don't, I don't care. But I don't want them to like mistake me for somebody else. So when they come to my page, I hope they realize that I'm a fun person, I'm sarcastic, I like to joke about my life and my kids, and my kids drive me crazy. There's lots of dark mom humor in there. I'm a jokester. I have a potty mouth sometimes. I sneak little swears in there here and there. I'm trying to find me, obviously, like, I'm reaching for the outside, trying to find friends and trying to be more than just a mom. Obviously, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm not super organized. I don't know it all, and I admit it, and then I'm not afraid to laugh at myself. So I hope they just come to my page and realize that I'm that kind of person. Your page should feel like a newspaper, and I know a lot of times people say it should feel like a magazine, but I'm going to say newspaper because when you subscribe to a newspaper, you know what the format is, right? Like if you get the newspaper for a week straight, you know exactly what to expect from it. You know what the format looks like. You know what the look looks like, right? Like the cover is always the same. The order of the articles is always the same. And then the way they share their stories and the types of stories they share are consistent. So mostly they talk about highlights, any like news that's going on, and think about the exciting things happening in your life. And if there's nothing exciting, like how can you make it exciting, right? Like how can you take those little things in your life and make them exciting? And that's kind of like appreciate the little things, like your life is exciting. You're just used to it, so it doesn't seem that way. You have to figure out how to make your life exciting, and write about it in an exciting way. And then there's the sports section, right? Like that's the whole coaching part, like the workouts. There should obviously be pictures of you in tank tops lifting or working out so people can tell that you are living a healthy lifestyle. And that includes food and everything. Local events, right? There's always a page in the newspaper with local events. And, you might be sitting around with your family thinking, oh, we have time this weekend. What should we do? So you go to the events page and you're like, oh, hey, there's a carnival going on. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the events that you're hosting, your challenge groups, the invites. Like people should always know when your challenge group is by looking at your profile. If you haven't shared about your challenge group opportunity in like the last 15 posts, you're missing an opportunity to attract those people who are randomly creeping on your page, right? Like it should be somewhere within the top 5 posts. They should be able to easily find out what you're doing. And then ads and job opportunities, and that means the coaching opportunity, okay? Even if you haven't been a coach for a long time, even if you don't feel like a pro, like you know what you're doing, if you have no team and you're like, I wouldn't even know how to mentor somebody as a coach, then you admit that, okay? You be real in your posts. You say you don't know everything. You say you're not a professional. You say you're learning along the way and that you're having an amazing time and making friends, and you share about the community aspect instead of how much success you haven't really had yet, right? Like just be honest with it and tell people how you are enjoying it and you're growing every day and you're inviting people to do it with you, okay? Don't be afraid to share about the coaching opportunity, right? Like you're having fun, so why would other people not have fun? And then like that goes with jot forms. So like the whole ads job opportunity, make sure you have like a jot form or an events link to a sneak peek or something shared somewhere on your profile, like somewhere up towards the top. Like I just shared one today. That way people know that, hey, I'm a coach and you can be a coach too. And I have, it's the top picture. It says, this hot mess is about to go live on our team page, blah, blah, blah. If I can run a business like this, so can you. And then in the comments, I have an application to join my team, okay? So people know how to contact you and let you know that they're interested if they're interested. I always have that stuff available. And then I already talked about the same filters and styles that should also go with your posts. For me personally, I like my videos to be black and white. I like them to have no sound, because normally I'm like the other day, the video of the kids dancing in the living room. My living room was kind of messy, so I made it black and white, and then I was like, Claire, dance, twirl around, Anthony, do a somersault, and like my voice was super annoying, so I just took the sound off the video, and I used Pick Play Post for that. Just, you know, I just like black and white videos. I try not to make them too long. And I already told you, Rise Vintage is for me. You might have a different preference for your filters. And then I like to share quotes maybe once or twice a week, you know. And normally if I share a quote, I actually talk about like why I'm sharing it. I don't just like slap up a quote. Like that's a useless post in my opinion. You should always share value through your own words in every post, in my opinion. And then step 3. So there's 3 steps. The first step was focus on your page, right? Like get that stuff in order, your posts, and then step 3 is pick a platform. It's really hard to be good at all the platforms, and I would not ever recommend anyone try to be good at all of them either. Where do you want people to learn about you the most? Like, it has to be the platform that you're most comfortable on, okay? You can't, if you hate Instagram, like I hate Instagram, guys. I suck at it. I don't know why I'm so bad at it. I have a decent amount of followers, but I don't even know why they're following me. Like, I don't understand Instagram. So if you hate Instagram and you really like Facebook, then why are you putting so much focus on trying to get good at Instagram right now, right? Like, just work with what you're good at right now. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Like, in 2018, I'll deal with Instagram. I'll figure it out then. But right now, I'm really comfortable with Facebook. So, my Instagram profile, I wish I had it pulled up right now. In the bio of my Instagram profile, I actually invite people to come find me on Facebook. And then I found this website called Linktree, where you can share your Facebook link, you can share your Jot forms, you can share all that stuff in there. So people know that, hey, she's also over on Facebook. I honestly don't even share any, like, I don't even write posts for Instagram, because like I like paragraphs, and that's impossible for Instagram. So it's all just pictures, like nice pictures of me and my family and workouts and food on Instagram. And then when they come on Facebook, that's where they can actually read the posts and get some value, besides just sharing, like looking at the pictures. My like page is linked to my personal page, so people know how to find me if they come across my like page, because I haven't posted on there in forever. My Facebook stories, I'm constantly inviting people to come read my posts that I made. Like, I'll write, where did I write that? Oh, I'll snapshot a picture of my post with some words above it, and then I'll write, new post up, have you read it yet, or something. And that way people who are on my Facebook stories and haven't seen my post in their newsfeed yet, they're like, oh yeah, Lindsay just made a post, I haven't read it yet. It looks like a good one, I'll go read it. And then Snapchat, I kind of fizzled out of Snapchat. That was a huge time waster for me. I know it works really well for other people. Personally, for me, like, no. When I was using Snapchat, I was always talking about my Facebook groups, trying to get those people to follow me on Facebook as well, which most of them were already my friends on Facebook anyways. So, and then in the future, I'll have a blog, okay, of course, with links to my Jot forms and, you know, like more in-depth wording of my posts, and of course I'll tell them that I'm also on Facebook and they can find me on Facebook. So you want to kind of like funnel everybody into the platform that you're most comfortable with, okay? It doesn't mean you can only use one platform. It just means get really good at one platform and then sprinkle your stuff on the other platforms and funnel them into where you want them to go, okay? So that's kind of how my mind works. I can only focus on like one platform at a time. Stories. I've been really getting into Facebook stories lately. I actually get like 40 people that watch my stories during the day, and I only have like 3 friends that create their own stories. So obviously, like, they're not into sharing their stuff, but they're watching me, so that's a good thing. I share all the behind the scenes stuff of what I do. A lot of it's my kids, so they can see like what my day is like at home, so they don't just think I'm on the computer all day taking cute pictures. It's not what I do. I share pictures of my shakes in my Facebook stories because honestly, you're going to look like a salesperson if you share pictures of your shakes on your profile in the news feed. Okay, so I like to keep that in the stories. Okay, that way I don't feel like I'm pushing Shakeology on people, and you know, I don't want to be that person. I also share my meals, and sometimes I'll share like a quick little video of me like stirring soup, and then the next picture will be a picture of like the soup done, and I'll be like, go check out my Facebook profile, I shared the recipe or something. Funneling people to my Facebook profile because that's where I'm most comfortable. And then live videos, I try to do like 2 a week. I've been kind of slacking in that area lately, but I think 2 to 5 a week is a good idea. And if you don't know what to talk about, think of something you're bad at health-wise, okay? Like, I'm really bad at craving treats, okay? I'm gonna go research some tips on how to, you know, fix cravings and get better at whatever I'm bad at, and then I'm going to tell people what I've learned. I'm not gonna pretend I'm an expert. I'm going to tell them what I've learned, okay? So that's a good way to like fix the problem of not knowing what to talk about. You can also talk about your challenge groups in there. Tell your story in your live videos. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know. I feel like we should share like a whole thread of like things to talk about in live videos, because I think that's what's holding people back from doing live videos is they're scared. They don't know what to talk about. But you know, if you can write a post on something, you can do a live video on it too. So just look at your posts and don't assume that just because you posted once that everybody has read it, okay? Like probably 10% of your friends have actually seen your post, and it's okay to talk about similar things and then just word it differently every day. The most important thing is to just be you, and I'm going to tell you why that's so important, and then I'm just going to get off of here because this has been so long. But okay, be like you, talk like you, and the reason it's so important is because you want people who you can get along with, okay? And oh my God, can I just stress how important that is? I've had so many people quit on me, so many people. I would love to name them, but I'm not going to. You know, I've spent so much time listening to these coaches say, yeah, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to quit my job in a year. I'm going to be 15-star diamond. Like, let's run together. I just can't wait to work hard. Like, this is what I want. This is my passion. And then, I'm not even kidding. Like, I had a coach say all those things to me. I'm so passionate about helping people. I just love everything about this. I can't wait to work. And she quit before her Shakeology even arrived at her door. Yeah, crazy. And then I've had other coaches get overwhelmed by just the team pages, okay? And I've had another coach want to run with me forever and make this like her forever job, and just like when the going got tough, just give up. Like you guys can't do that, okay? First of all, you can't do that. That is silly. That is stupid. It makes you look like a fool. Don't make promises that you have no intention of keeping. And if you're going to tell your coach that you're going to work really hard and you want a lot of help and you're going to take up a lot of her time, then you better be willing to put in the work, and you better not be wasting her time, because there's so much a coach could do in an hour. And I will give my time to the coaches who are serious, but I'm so over working with people who are bullshitters, you know? So, you have to talk in your posts and your conversations how you actually would talk to a good friend, okay? Don't be afraid to be yourself, because if I'm not a goody two-shoes, and I don't deal with bullshit very well. I get kind of pissed off easily, you know, when people lie, and all that stuff. Like, I don't like excuses like that. And if I act like a goody two-shoes in my conversations with these people, and, you know, I don't swear, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, honey, whatever you need, they're gonna think I'm this really nice, sensitive person, and we're probably not gonna get along if they sign up. You know, like, we're just gonna clash a little bit. So you need to be yourself if you want to attract people like yourself. If you're super nice, be super nice. But, you know, if you're that person who, like, you refuse to be stepped on, and you're sitting there giving everything you have to these people, and you're acting like you're a doormat, well, then you're attracting people who are going to step all over you. So I just, really quick, I know this is getting so long. I'm so sorry. Don't ever ask me to do a live video again, Brooke. I can't handle live videos. But anyway, so I just wanted to tell you, like, some of these conversations that I had with people, because I'm like a no bullshit person. Like, I will tell you what's on my mind, and I tell people when they're giving me bullshit excuses, you know, for their own good, and just to let them know what kind of coach I am. You know, like, if you need somebody who's going to tell you like it is, then you want me. If you're super sensitive and you want someone to hold your hand, then you don't want me, right? Like, and I don't want you, because I'm not going to be good for you, and we're going to clash a little bit. So this girl, back in, darn it scrolled way past it. Back in February, she gave me all these excuses and everything. And back in February, guys, I was a desperate little coach searching for somebody to anybody join my team, right? Like, I just wanted to be Emerald so bad. And so, like, she gave me all these bullshit excuses, and, like, the conversation was just really, like, bad. I didn't feel like I was being myself, and, you know, obviously she wasn't into me, because she was like, she gave me like the thumbs up and stuff. Like, she just put zero effort into her conversation. So the other day, I see her name all over my stuff. Like, she's liking my things, she's commenting on my things, she's watching every single story every single day. So I'm like, what the heck? She's obviously into what I'm doing. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, it's been forever since I reached out to you. I'm so sorry. I thought I'd check in and see how you're doing. I wasn't expecting anything good to come from it, honestly, just because I read back through our last conversation. I was like, ooh, vibe was not there. But she said, I'm thoroughly enjoying being your friend and watching your journey. I can so relate. Then she told me to just keep up the awesome honesty. And so I was like, okay, I could have said thank you. That means so much. And I could have just, like, left, right? But I said, thank you so much. I feel like I've been having so many bad days lately. I'm not sure how inspiring I must be. You must join me sometime in one of these groups. I brought it up again. I'm persistent. And then she said, when I'm out of excuses, right? Like, that's a cowardly way to say, I'm not ready. Like, I can't admit that I need help, type of thing. So I said, I know the last time we talked, blah, 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 is everything okay with you? She told me about her surgery, and then we talked a little bit about her ankle and stuff, and I said, but anyways, are you doing anything now? Like, are you working on little improvements with nutrition and daily exercise? I brought it up again. I'm persistent. I'm going to keep doing this until she gives me a flat out no and tells me to leave her alone. So she tells me she's walking and biking and not eating all the crap she wants. And I said, well, that's great. So what are you focusing on? So I'm asking her more. Like, I'm not just going to be like, hey, you should try this with me. I said, are you calorie counting? Are you following a diet? I'd love to help, even if you're not ready to fully commit to a challenge, which, by the way, isn't as scary as you think. I brought it up again. 2 main focuses. She's telling me about how she's eating more veggies and protein. I said something like, oh, I'm glad you didn't say keto. Like, just making a light little joke here. And then I said, so what exactly is your excuse for not joining me? I've switched things up, and 10 people max. They're more comfortable and motivating as ever. I brought it up again, right? Like, stop telling me no, girl. Stop tiptoeing around the conversation. We're doing this. So she tells me, honestly, time. And I don't know if you guys read that post where I posted like this insanely ugly picture of me and like a cute one next to it. same day. That post was about our conversation. She told me, I saw your workout video with the kids and thought, look at that, so cool that she can make that work, but I can never make it work with me, blah, blah, blah. So I gave her the real deal, and I told her, like, this is what I do. You have to stay consistent. Like, it's very hard. I'm not perfect. I have to constantly be working on myself. And then I told her, nobody has time. I have ladies working 12-hour night shifts with multiple kids making it happen. We help each other. And by the way, I never share my full workout video. It's only a 10-second clip. So don't think I have everything figured out. And so anyways, she said, we got to talking more, and she's like, fine, give me the bottom line, expectations and costs. So that's when I went into it. And we started talking about the things that she would need. I said, obviously you're low on energy because she's got a newborn at home. And we just started talking about that. She ended up signing up with the coach discount 2 days ago, okay? So, and that was within 2 days of talking to her for the first time. Another one, I was just scrolling Facebook yesterday actually, and I saw somebody put a post up about how they hate diets. They're on day one, she's starving, oh, this sucks, this is why I don't do diets, whatever. That's what her post was about. So I said, hey, hon, I saw the diet post you put up a couple hours ago. You sound like you're not having any fun. Would you like some support and possibly a new way of approaching this whole healthy lifestyle thing? If not, that's okay too. I just love talking. And yeah, we started talking. Sounds like she wants to join my group. She hasn't chosen an option yet. And then one more in here. Like, I have scripts for when I thank people for commenting on my stuff, but I don't have scripts when I'm having conversations with people. I just sound like myself. If I can tell that they're not telling me the truth, if they're coming up with a bogus excuse like, oh, I work during the day and I don't have time, well, a lot of fucking people work during the day and they're all working out, so what do you mean you don't have time? What are you doing where you don't have time? Like, I have a real conversation. Like, I pretend I'm talking to, like, my mom or my good friend or my sister. If my mom's giving me stupid excuses about why she can't walk for 5 minutes every day, I'm going to tell her, that's really stupid. Like, I can help you figure out how to find time to get that walk in, right? And if they're getting turned off by how real you are being and true to yourself that you are being, you probably wouldn't have gotten along anyways, and that's okay. That's kind of just the way I've been thinking lately. Like, I don't care if I get teased. I don't care if, people get offended. Honestly, like, if someone's going to quit now, then they would have quit in the future anyways. So who the hell cares, right? Like, just be yourself, attract those people who you want, rethink your avatar. Like, if you need to go back and rethink your avatar, like, guys, my avatar, like, I've adjusted it a million times, and I have like 60 details about who my avatar is. I'm not just saying like she is she wants to be free and open-minded. Like, that's not detailed enough. You have to know exactly who you want to attract and, like, create your best friend and talk in your posts like you're talking to that best friend that you want to work with. That's really what branding is all about. Of course, the visually appealing stuff, like, that's easy. Pick a filter, stick with it. Don't spend too much time editing stuff. But the branding really is mostly about how you're wording things, how you're talking, how your personality comes out in your posts and your conversations, right? You can't just post, you have to have conversations with people too. So that's mostly what branding is about. And if you're trying to be some other person, you're going to attract someone that you don't get along with, and it's not going to be fun, trust me. So yeah, so I hope that helps. I know it was so long. Hopefully Brooke never asks me to do a live video again. But anyways, if you have any questions under here about like apps I use or anything, or conversations or whatever, post your question below and I'll answer them for you, or message me. Okay, hope it helped. Bye.